Thomas's Sendoff. The fat director stood before the engines. "We have expanded the station and harbor at the other end of the line. It should prove a more suitable terminus. Thomas, you will manage the shunting for a time. The station is nearer to your branch line, so you may leave when all is in order." "Thank you, sir," Thomas peeped excitedly. "The rest of you," he continued, "will carry on as usual." "Will we be carrying on as usual, sir?" 87546 sneered, with 98462 beside him. The fat director grew stern. "You two will deliver supplies to finish the yards. Then you will be sent away. You have been rude, bothersome, on the whole, quite disagreeable. I will not tolerate such behavior on my railway. Your directors shall hear my views in good time." He spun on his heel and strode impressively away. Some nights later, the engines were gathered in the new shed. 4-6 was telling them, as he'd done frequently since the fat director's decision, how unbothered he was. "I expected as much," he sniffed airily. "Your loss, really. I am destined for bigger and better railways than this." Thomas rolled his eyes and spotted 6-2, all alone and thoroughly miserable. "What's the matter?" asked Thomas. I don't want to leave," 6-2 sniffled. "I could pull coaches here, but there are better, faster engines back home. They get the expresses. I'll be stuck on goods work, and I'll never pull passengers again." "A pity you put more effort into scheming than working," Gordon cut in airily. "Let that be a lesson to you, little Thomas. Trickery will get you nowhere." "You already are nowhere," chirped 4-6. The big engines hissed, but Thomas looked back at 6-2. "I'm sorry I was so horrid," he whispered, staring solemnly at his buffers. Thomas said no more. He went to sleep with much on his mind. Goods trains typically depart from the yard, but as the sidings were unfinished, Thomas brought the trucks to the station itself. He shuffled around, trying to remember what went where, but his thoughts drifted back to 6-2. He has been horrid, he thought, but no engine deserves to feel as sad as that. If the fat director took away my branch line, I'd— "Psst! You're at the wrong platform!" He looked up. 6-2 shuffled past with a supply train. "Those trucks go at platform 3, not 2. Thomas hesitated. 6-2 had played tricks like this before. But his fireman cut in. "We are at the wrong platform, blasted signalman." "Seems we're not the only ones adjusting to new surroundings," laughed the driver. "Let's be off, before we get an earful from the station master." Thomas puffed away and whistled thankfully to 6-2. "He really has changed," he marveled. That afternoon, Thomas had to bring the express to the station before shunting a return goods for 6-2. The express always left from platform 1, as Gordon insisted on reminding him of. He'd just brought the coaches to a halt when— "Hold on," he thought, "we're at platform 2. We'll have to—" He stopped short. No one seemed to have noticed but him. "We'll have to leave the coaches here, then," he smirked. He hurriedly fetched the trucks and brought them to platform 1. Still, no one objected. Thoroughly pleased, Thomas went to shunt another train. When he returned, the station was in an uproar. Gordon was hissing angrily, while 6-2 stood baffled before the coaches.
"Thought you'd steal my express, eh?" Gordon fumed.
I don't understand, 6-2 stammered. My trucks were meant to be here. Looks like your trucks are behind Gordon, Thomas replied, stifling a laugh.
"Oh, I see," Gordon rumbled. "This is your doing, is it, little Thomas?"
I can only go where the signalman sends me, Thomas retorted. I'll send that signalman somewhere, fumed the station master, storming from his office. An engine swap now will delay the express. Pardon me, sir, Thomas asked, but why not let 98462 take it? He's done so before, and we shouldn't like to upset the fat director's timetable.
A very good idea, Thomas. Very well. 98462 shall take the express. Gordon will have the goods. If you'll excuse me, I have to consult a certain signalman.
There you are, Thomas smiled at 6-2. Maybe you won't pull passengers after you leave, but you can go out in style now. Oh, thank you, 6-2 beamed as the guard's whistle blew. Thank you. Come on, he called kindly, and the coaches followed smoothly. Have a nice run, Thomas whistled, watching him disappear.
I won't pull trucks.
Thomas jumped. He'd forgotten about Gordon.
You look almost too pleased, little Thomas. Let's see what happens when the fat director hears about
an honest mistake. Along came Edward to collect his train. It's just as Thomas said, Gordon. He can only go where the signalman sends him.
Yes, but...
Now, Edward interjected. The express has gone out on time, and you should follow suit. Otherwise, it won't be Thomas the fat director hears about. Realizing he'd been beaten, Gordon whistled grumpily and left in a cloud of steam. Goodbye, Gordon, Thomas whistled cheekily. That was a mistake, then? Edward rounded on Thomas. Thomas stammered, looking away. Well, causing confusion isn't how I'd repay the fat director. Tricks like this will get your branch line taken away. Thomas was abashed, but when he looked back, Edward was grinning. That was a very kind gesture, Thomas. You've got a big heart. It will serve you well on your branch line. A shame it didn't serve Gordon well, Thomas grinned. I don't think he liked his send-off much. Both engines chuckled, and Thomas knew he'd soon have a send-off of his own, one that would make him as happy as 6-2.